There comes a moment in every man's life when he realizes that what he believed to be love was nothing but a projection of his own hunger. A cruel divine trick played not by women, but by nature itself. And if you listen closely, you will hear the voice of Arthur Schopenhauer echoing through the centuries, whispering to you that the truth was never hidden. You were just never ready to see it. Schopenhauer did not hate women. He did not wage war against them. He simply turned his back on the fantasies that most men never dare question. He described love not as a sacred bond, but as a biological strategy. A clever mechanism designed by nature to enslave the mind of man so that the species may continue, even at the cost of his freedom. He called it the will to life, a blind, unconscious force that drives all living beings to reproduce, to conquer, to survive, without any regard for individual happiness. And what men call falling in love is nothing more than this force disguising itself as beauty, as desire, as destiny. When a man sees a woman who fits the unconscious criteria of his biology, her features, her youth, her fertility, something ancient is triggered. He imagines it to be poetry. He imagines it to be divine. But Schopenhauer revealed that what he truly sees is not her, but the continuation of his bloodline through her body. A cruel illusion, a lie dressed in the garments of eternity. You will say, but it feels so real. Of course it does. Nature designed it that way. If love didn't feel sacred, no man would sacrifice for it. No man would suffer for it. No man would destroy himself for it. Yet look at the world. How many empires have burned in the name of love? How many warriors have fallen chasing a woman's shadow? How many men have given their sanity, their wealth, their life for a promise that never existed? Schopenhauer saw this madness for what it was. He wrote, "Love is in its ultimate analysis nothing but the conscious manifestation of the will to life." And yet, even after knowing this, most men will choose to close their eyes again. Because the lie feels safer than the truth. To believe in love is to believe that someone, somewhere, was made just for you. That there exists, beyond the cold laws of nature, a warm place where two hearts beat as one. But Schopenhauer looked into that place and found nothing but instinct wearing the mask of romance. He wrote of how nature tricks men by magnifying the value of certain women in their eyes. She could be an ordinary girl to others, but to the man under nature's spell, she becomes everything. The obsession blinds him. He sees perfection where there is none. He sees loyalty where there is opportunity. He sees forever where there is only a fleeting moment of advantage, hers, not his. Schopenhauer warned men that this deception was not the fault of women. He did not blame them, nor did he hate them. He understood that they too were servants of the same unconscious force. That women, like men, are born to serve the will to life, using the tools nature gave them: beauty, charm, softness, and above all, the ability to make a man believe he is choosing, when in fact, he is being chosen. He described this as one of nature's greatest manipulations, because a man under this spell will sacrifice his dreams. He will betray his purpose. He will abandon his principles, all in pursuit of a woman he believes is the one. He will mistake pleasure for meaning. He will mistake attraction for destiny. And when the spell fades, when the fire cools, when the mask falls, he will ask himself, was any of it real? And Schopenhauer's cold, unflinching answer echoes back through the ages. No, it was never real. It was only the will to life using you as its puppet. But here lies the deeper tragedy. Even when a man realizes this truth, he often feels empty. Because if love is just biology, what then is left to believe in? What then is left to live for? This is where most men lose their way. They either become bitter, blaming women for a game they themselves never understood, or they become hollow, walking through life as if nothing matters anymore. But Schopenhauer offers a third path, one that few have the courage to walk. He called this the art of resignation, not in the sense of giving up on life, but in surrendering the illusions that life sells to fools. He urged men to pursue a higher life, a life not ruled by base instincts, but by reason, contemplation, and inner mastery. He warned that those who build their meaning on pleasure, on women, on romantic fantasies, are building on sinking sand. Sooner or later, the tides of life will wash it all away, and they will be left with nothing but regret. Schopenhauer did not tell you to hate women. He told you to stop worshiping illusions. He did not tell you to abandon love. He told you to strip away the fantasy and face it for what it truly is, a force of nature, not a miracle, a biological game, not a divine covenant. And once you see it clearly, you are no longer a slave to it. You become a witness to it. You can participate without being consumed. You can feel without being fooled. You can enjoy without being destroyed. But the man who builds his life on truth, no matter how cold that truth feels, becomes unshakable. He does not chase women to complete him because he knows he is already whole. He does not seek meaning in the touch of another because he has found meaning in mastering himself. He does not lose himself in the thrill of desire because he sees it for what it is, a passing storm, not the sky itself. And yet, he can still love. But his love is no longer blind. His love is no longer a prison. His love is no longer a desperate bargain with nature. It becomes something higher, a choice, not a compulsion, a partnership, not slavery, a dance, not a death sentence. Schopenhauer's warning is not to turn you into a bitter man. His warning is to wake you up, to open your eyes to the game you have been playing without knowing the rules, to show you that the only way to win is to stop playing by instinct and start living by wisdom. Because love, as the world sells it, is just a beautiful lie. But the man who sees the lie, who accepts the lie, who transcends the lie, he alone can love without being broken by it. And this, perhaps, is the final irony that Schopenhauer forces us to confront. The very thing we are most certain will fulfill us, love, romance, union, is the very thing that most often leads us into quiet despair. We enter thinking we have found salvation, only to discover that what we thought was eternity was nothing more than another fleeting moment in a life full of fleeting moments. And yet, this realization does not have to make you bitter. It can make you free. Because once you stop searching for salvation in another human being, you begin to find it within yourself. Once you stop clinging to the idea that someone else holds the key to your happiness, you realize you held it all along. You simply refuse to turn the lock. Schopenhauer believed that the man who steps beyond the illusions of romantic salvation is not a man who hates women, nor a man who isolates himself from life. He is a man who finally begins to live life on his own terms. A man who stops playing the fool in nature's cruel theater and instead becomes the silent observer, smiling as the actors dance their parts, knowing that he at last has left the stage. And now, as you stand at the edge of this uncomfortable truth, the choice is yours. Remain blind or awaken. And if you found this message valuable, don't just scroll away. Take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps spread this truth to someone else who needs to hear it today. Join us, and let's continue this journey together.